Today we're going to continue with our division practice, but now we're going to be dividing with double-digit divisors. The steps will be the exact same. It will just be a little bit more difficult because obviously we'll be dealing with larger numbers. Okay, as always, as we're getting familiar with this process, I encourage you to have a note sheet open with the steps for dividing. And I'm going to include one extra step now that I'm dealing with a double-digit divisor. Okay, because I am no longer dealing with numbers that I have multiplication facts memorized, I'm going to start by listing out what are some of these multiples. So 27 times 2 would give me 54. 27 times 3 would give me 81. Okay. If you take the time to list these out, you'll find that the dividing step is much easier. Okay. I like to start with at least the first 5 to kind of guide me through the problem. So I've listed out 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3. Okay, I can stop there, and now I'm going to start trying to do the actual division. First step again is to divide, starting with just the first number. Can I make a group of 27 out of 4? Definitely not. Now I move over, can I make a group of 27 out of 45? Yes. And because I've listed out my multiplication facts, I know I can only make one group. Okay, if I had 2 groups, I would need 54. So one group goes above that. Next step is multiply. 27 times 1 is 27. And that will get lined up to be subtracted like so. We'll regroup. And I am left with 18. Next step is to bring down. And so now I want to figure out how many 27s can go into 187. Okay, I know I can make at least 5 groups, so I'm going to continue adding to see how many groups I can get. So if I have 6 groups, I would have 162. Let's see if we could make 7. So 27 times 7. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 4 more. Okay, so I see I can get very close to 7 groups, but not quite. So 27 can get divided into 187 6 times. So I'll put that 6 up top. I've already done my multiplication. It's 162. Subtract that there. When there's no numbers left to bring down, this becomes my remainder. So the number up top is the whole number. 25 is my remainder. So I have 25 out of 27. Okay, let's repeat those steps for one more problem. Okay, to set this problem up, I'm going to put the first number inside the house. And again, because I'm dealing with double digits, I'm going to take a minute to list out some of these multiplication facts. So 34 times 2 would be 68. 34 times 3 would be 102. 34 times 4 . Again, I like to do at least the first 5. That's my personal preference. You could go all the way up to 9. You could just do the first couple. Okay, that's your personal preference on what makes this easier for you. Okay, so I'll go to my first step, which is divide. 34 cannot get divided into 1. 34 can't be divided into 10. And so now I have 34 into 105. Again, because I've listed these multiplication facts out, I know it can go in 3 times, because 100 is as close to 105 without being greater. So 3 groups, I've done my multiplication already. Subtract. Okay. Next it says bring down. I'm going to bring this down and put it right next to my 3. And I'm going to repeat this process. So 34 can go into 36 one time. Okay, 2 would be 68. Subtract 34. And again, no numbers left to bring down means 2 is a remainder. So I was able to make 31 whole groups with 2 out of 34. Right, 2 out of 34 I could simplify by dividing by 2. So 31 stays the same, and this simplifies to 1/17 as my final answer. When you're dividing, there's lots of small steps, so be patient and go slow. Again, keep a note sheet open to guide you through what each step should be. And while I know this can be challenging, remember, practice makes perfect.